I don't think it's going to be a long session to finish this.
Yeah, because we're like on what, the last chapter of the game, pretty much.
Pretty much. All right, well, the manager is upstairs.
Oh, dude.
Welcome back, everybody.
Go whack a manager, man. Go straight Karen on his ass.
Yeah, go manage a whacker, Sage.
Yeah.
I don't think that's quite the phrasing that we use, but all right.
What I gotta do? Do I gotta off a guy? Gotta whack a guy? Do I have to whack off a guy?
You know I'm married.
With me, down to the vault. I'll do whatever you say. No one needs to get hurt.
Well then, fucking move.
I should kill him just for parting his hair in the middle. I hate that.
You know he knows the codes though.
Well, how should he part his hair, Alex?
What?
How should he part his hair?
From
What's
the right or the left? Or
that's the approved hairstyle?
Yeah.
How many approved hairstyles are there?
Ooh, I don't know.
Why are you looking my pants? Fucking hell.
You look kind of doofy with your hair parted down the middle. like alfalfa and the Little Rascals or something. Like it's,
so you're
it's
just
not
against.
It's not a grown man's hairstyle.
She's just against middle parts.
Yeah, I mean it's fine for women, right?
Is it?
Yeah, it's
cool. It's cool for women.
Yeah, I think it's cool for women.
Why is it okay for women and not for men?
I'm not saying it's not okay.
Are you being sexist?
You're welcome to part your hair in the middle. I just think it looks goofy.
Come on.
Put your head. Don't yawn in my face.
Hey, oh my God, you are like all up in my lap. Hello, Link.
I was sitting over here.
Okay. I love you.
No, the dog can take my place. It's fine.
I love you too.
For this part of the stream, I
love you too.
Okay.
Going for you, Sage.
Hi, Link.
Come here, Link. Come here.
Meanwhile, that fucking tail's going like a whip.
Ah,
it is like a whip.
Oh, he's a big boy.
He's a big dog, and he doesn't understand that he's a big dog.
Nope.
So,
speaking of whiptails, I've been noticing some interesting mutations in the squirrels around here lately.
What's going on with the squirrels around here lately?
Yeah, they're all fucked up now.
Well, who's fucking them, dude?
Well, presumably the squirrels, but
okay. And
like,
that's like they got like squirrel STDs now or something.
I don't know what's going on, but they look weird now because like you got so you know squirrels normally
okay.
You know how squirrels normally have bushy tails, right?
Yeah.
So I've been seeing squirrels that have no tails, stubby tails, thin whip-like tails, rat tails, and the bushy-tailed ones are getting rare.
Are you sure they're not just big rats?
Well, it is hard to tell the difference between a squirrel and a rat, but they climb trees pretty well, and rats don't. So,
what if the rats are just learning?
Well, then the rats are replacing the squirrels, and I feel like that's a bigger conspiracy.
That's not good, though. So now our squirrels are looking like. I mean, the only thing that makes a squirrel better than a rat is the fact that their tails aren't so hideous.
Yeah, they're all mangy now.
So they're not fun to look at anymore. Either.
No, they look like freaks.
Do they still scamper, or is their Okay, so their balance isn't all fucked up because of this like bushlessness.
Yeah, they're kind of like Manx cats, I guess.
I made sure he died for that haircut, Alex.
Okay, thanks, man. I'm just, it's weird.
He's literally trying to get back in your face while on top of me.
Hey, boy.
Just killed him, just trying to get him.
You can't even talk to him without him doing that.
Yep. Oh, sweet
animals.
Yeah. Some animals just need to be loved.
At all times, and don't you dare stop.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
I think.
Yeah, you're not done, Alex. You're not done.
Never done.
Buddy.
You're not done until either you or he is dead.
Coppers are already there.
Damn it, man. Where's our getaway car?
What the fuck was that?
Sneezed.
Oh, that's great, just sneezing all over your shirt.
Yeah, well,
Oh my god, dude. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Looks like Lake's the star of the show tonight.
Yeah, seriously.
Hey, buddy.
God, I'm gonna die. Okay, I guess this is how we're doing this.
He looks like he's in heaven right now.
He seems to be really enjoying himself.
I've also been noticing more albino squirrels than usual.
Really?
Yeah.
What caused albinism again?
Um,
Like I know it's a lack of pigment in your skin and in your eyes and everything. But like, what causes that?
It's a specific genetic mutation that has to do with like how many of a certain allele you have relating to your skin and hair color and shit, right?
Okay.
And so it can happen in pretty much any animal.
Right. And
No, I've
that's-
never seen an
they have,
albino
like-
bird, come to think of it.
No, I mean I only really know well, there are some albino reptiles though. Yeah. So yeah, white crocodiles, and lizards and shit.
Why? Yeah, I wonder why not birds.
I wonder if maybe
Because
birds,
like you think birds are descended from reptiles, so
Yeah.
you think that they would whatever gene that a reptile has that makes it possible.
Shit.
I guess
Although, I
maybe
mean-
it's possible that feathers are they color in differently than hair.
Oh,
So
that's-
maybe
yeah,
an
that's
albino
possible.
bird would look different to us because the
Yeah,
feathers.
maybe
Right.
maybe an albino bird would just
I don't
have like red eyes,
Could
and
be.
then like maybe its skin is like pure white, but you don't see its skin under the feathers.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't
Can't
know.
reload them dead.
But I don't know. But so if it's a genetic mutation, if albinism is a genetic mutation, right? And all these squirrels are starting to look kind of fucked up and mangy.
Yeah.
Maybe like the squirrels are in some kind of incestuous death spiral. You know what I mean?
Could be. I mean, the
Like-
squirrels
like-
did overpopulate like crazy and then have a population crisis.
Right. Right. So you might have there might just be like not enough genetic materials.
Yeah, where you got like the squirrel Habsburgs going on.
damn squirrels with the weak chins.
Maybe it's all the fucking radiation that's been dumped into the ocean by the Japanese right now.
Maybe, but would it really hit us that soon?
Well, maybe, I guess it depends on how long they've been doing it.
Yeah, but you'd suppose it'd be having like known catastrophic effects closer to Japan if it was having effects like that here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, have we looked into Japan's albino squirrel population?
Yeah, I haven't seen any articles about
That's a
that.
good point. I was just saying if the squirrels were like losing their tails and like becoming albino here, then people would probably be like dying of like horrific cancers and stuff over there.
Maybe that's what COVID is.
Nah, dude, it's a 5G antennas.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
See?
6G.
Cell phones.
6G is just the marker from Dead Space.
Yeah.
You have to put one of those in your living room. Like it like lands on the modem stand.
Use undead alien souls of the damned to fucking power your Wi-Fi.
Probably, dude.
It's kind of hardcore when you say it like that, though.
That would be kind of badass if like that would be funny in like a sketch if you were like, honey, the Wi-Fi's out, and then like you go check and you're like, god damn it, we're out of souls. And you go like murder somebody for their soul to like recharge your Wi-Fi.
I love that
That's
concept.
good, yeah.
For I like that should be a scene in something. People to do a human like a demonic ritual sacrifice
For, like, the
to get
entire-
Wi-Fi.
Just get an extra
Just like
bar on their
in this
fucking internet.
in this dimension, the internet runs on death.
That'd be great if there's like a comedic like Outer Limits like type thing. That would be good for that.
Yeah.
Or Twilight Zone.
Honestly, I could see something like that actually being in Robot Chicken.
Yeah.
That would fit, yeah.
Yeah, that is good. Robot Chicken.
Yeah, China's pretty pissed because the Japanese have just been dumping radiation from Fukushima into the ocean.
Yeah. Did you see all those tanks they had in front of the banks?
I'm not surprised.
People are mad.
Oh yeah.
But oh yeah, I'm sure that radiation. I mean, like obviously that's gonna hit China first. That's what I'm saying. Like if we have problems here, then like I don't know, Chinese people are probably growing horns or something right now.
Well, I mean, the government wouldn't let them say anything, so maybe they already have problems.
It's true. It's true. They wouldn't want to admit that well, but I don't know. If they were having problems, it'd be so easy to put the blame on Japan because it'd be Japan's fault. Like, you wouldn't even need propaganda for that. Like,
would they be willing to admit they have problems just to piss off the Japanese?
That's true. Maybe they're. I mean, yeah, I guess you could all just. Hello, buddy. Thanks.
Just gonna be sneezing all over you all night.
Yeah. He's too relaxed. He's just like loving life right now.
He is very happy. I can feel the entire sum of his weight. Shit. Oh god.
It's not how you avoid the cops, Sage.
It's not.
He's like.
Oh, but we also know that they don't always get back in their cars after they get out.
That's true.
That is some straight stupidity right there.
How funny would it be if they locked themselves out of the car? You're like halfway across the state, and they're still like sticking a coat hanger down the window.
They're calling back to the station, being like, "Can you bring the spare key?" No, don't go chase them. Come here. Let me in my car.
The dude on the motorcycle was committing suicide. Did you see that?
Good.
Yeah, well.
Fuck him.
There's another funny thing I heard about from China.
Oh.
Yeah, because China's been cracking down on basically anybody that is perceived to be even remotely critical of the Chinese government.
Mm-hmm.
No matter what that form of criticism, as they believe it to be,
right.
could be, right?
Leaving like a 5-star review on Winnie the Pooh on IMDb.
Well, apparently there's some sort of big shot like influencer over there who got banned from like all the internet and like basically lost his entire career because he was selling tank-shaped ice cream on July 4th.
Oh, okay.
July 4th being, of course, the date of Tiananmen Square, right?
Right. Okay. But, like, was he selling it to, like commemorate Tiananmen Square? Or was he selling, like, that ice cream every day?
That I don't know. I don't know if you specifically rolled it out on July 4th or if you just already been doing that in July 4th.
Yeah, like, how ridiculous is that if he's just selling ice cream or whatever?
Yeah.
Right, that's just his normal
that's what
job.
he does, and then they're like, "How dare you do this today?" And he'd be like, "What is today?" Because they don't even teach him about Tiananmen Square. That dude probably didn't even know what Tiananmen Square was. Yeah. People legitimately don't know that happened.
Nope.
Like a lot of people in China have no idea that happened
because it's an aspect of history that's completely like.
It's like they arrested him for doing some shit he couldn't possibly have known he shouldn't have been doing.
Yeah, that's pretty serious authoritarianism, dude.
That should be China's motto: serious authoritarianism.
Authoritarianism with Chinese characteristics.
That's a good take.
Well, that's interesting, huh? Yeah, would they explain to him what Tiananmen Square was, or would he just be like, "You're just under arrest. You should have known better"?
I don't think they arrested him. They just basically stripped him of his career and his online accounts and all.
Well, he's banned from the internet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So in today's world, how is he able to be like a functioning member of society if he's completely banned from the internet?
It is getting weird how, to be able to have a public presence online in China and a lot of places, you basically, need to be so extremely careful.
Mm-hmm. Well, even the most fucking nationalist, pro-communist, content makers and shit have to be real careful because it only takes the tiniest of perceived fuck-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it doesn't even matter what you do. Some party official gets a bug up his ass about something that was legal a day ago.
Well, you could,
what was that?
You want me my drink?
Oh, get your own fucking drink.
I got this dog in my crotch.
Make the dog get you.
Go home, celebrate with Sarah. By my place in the morning, we'll flip the dough. Yeah, okay.
Just sneezing away over there.
Mm-hmm.
See you around, pal.
See, Sage can grab his drink. He's got a dog. He's got more.
I have
dogs.
way longer arms.
Yeah, you have longer arms.
Well, Alex, grow your arms.
Can't help it, man.
I can get a stretching rack for you.
I drank my Ovaltine, I promise, brother.
Death of Art, huh?
Well, look at this. Christ is
I
finally
think it's a
risen.
guy named Art, or is it like
Getting
some
ready to call the
philosophical
coroner.
bullshit?
Could be both.
Had a bit of
The
trouble.
worst kind.
Okay, what you do?
Does a double entendre have to be sexual, or is that just like...
Could it just
It
have
says
two meanings?
Can that just refer to something
Um,
with two meanings?
Yeah, it could just have two meanings.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, it could
yeah.
just have two meanings. It's often implied to be sexual.
Yeah, whenever
Well,
people
that's the
say
easy way
double
to do it,
entendre, yeah. But
Well, like in the league, Andre's team name was the Double Entendres.
Yeah.
yeah, that was awful. That was awful.
Granted, that also should be used as an example of a double entendre not actually working because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
Andre doing it. But, you know.
Right.
What ain't you telling me, Tommy?
Nothing.
Sure, you and
That's what I'm definitely telling the truth face.
2 days? That don't square.
What's the point of making a buck if we can't spend it?
That ain't it.
The
You're moving.
You guys hear about how Chris Brown's wife shot up that airport?
what?
You're nervous.
Chris Brown's wife?
Shot up an
Rihanna?
airport?
It was a crazy woman who claimed that she was
Oh.
Chris Brown.
Oh, so it wasn't.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, she apparently had a record of doing crazy shit like burning houses down and stuff, and then she'd just stand there in front of the burning house and tell the police that she was the prophet of God and shit like that. And,
Okay. That's,
and so yeah, she rolled up to an airport in Texas, I think, and just started with a gun, just started shooting. And she claims that God and Chris Brown told her to do it. So
God and Chris Brown.
yeah.
Oh, Chris Brown actually told her to.
Huh?
Okay. Well, I mean, has anyone
she-
asked him about this?
Well, I mean, he is her husband, according to her. I don't
Right.
see why she'd lie about that.
No, yeah. Well, what does he explained himself then?
So wait, you can burn down houses and claim that you're the prophet of God and not be institutionalized?
Apparently, yeah.
Well,
I don't
being
know about-
institutionalized
I don't know
is offensive, so.
I don't know about
Well,
society.
when
dude.
they originally brought her in for that,
Yeah.
they investigated and they didn't find sufficient evidence that she had done it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
She may have done it or she may not have done it. She claims
Based on her-
responsibility for it, but that's not sufficient, to
In
have
the eyes
somebody
of the
convicted.
court.
Yeah.
I still think you should be institutionalized if you claim crimes you didn't commit.
Not.
Just like when there's like a
Good point.
horrific murder and somebody's like, I did that! And you're like, Gary, you didn't do that, but you're freaking me out.
So I'm still gonna have to take you
Going
somewhere.
in the hospital.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like jail. It could be
No,
just a
it's supposed to
hospital.
be nice, dude. Like, give them like a little squishy TV that they can.
Squishy TV.
Something they
Well,
can
soon we'll have
break
those
their
TVs
heads
that'll be
on,
like
dude.
posters,
Yeah.
and they actually would be able to. But I doubt they'll spend
Those
that
sound
kind
really
of money.
fragile.
No, dude. You can like bend them and everything,
Yeah,
and the
they
screen doesn't
roll
even
them.
crack.
They'll roll them up in tubes and send them to you. That's
Yeah,
the,
like you
that's
can-
the long-term model for TVs.
Yeah, that's like the next thing is that they're literally like.
Yeah, the only thing that'll
Like
really
a
happen
rolled-up
is they'll
poster.
run down into like a thicker part for the cord and all that.
Huh.
Yeah, they're actually pretty crazy.
wild.
Yeah,
but
they're cool.
they've been working on those for years. Who
And they're
knows-
not
who
publicly
knows-
available,
Yeah,
yeah.
who knows when those will actually? But they've been prototyping them forever.
They've got them that they're working,
Yeah, I know Samsung
They have 'em
has
now.
one, but
but yeah, you can't buy them.
Those sound really expensive.
they
Well,
definitely.
well-
I'm sure they will be when they come out.
But over
But
time,
TVs always get cheap. You can buy like
I mean,
I
like
can't
the-
believe like a 70-inch TV
Yeah.
is like I've seen them for as low as like $700. When those things came out, they were like $4,500.
the TV that I that like I had in my room, like when we all lived together, right? That TV is probably 10 years old at this point, and maybe older even. And that was like over $1,000. That was like a $1,200 TV when it came out, and that exact one now you could get for like maybe $150. So I mean, TV technology, it really does.
Yeah, it scales pretty quickly. That's the thing. Is like they mass produce the shit out of those things.
I mean, even honestly, even a good 4K TV is pretty good now.
Right.
Like I like the TV that's in my room now. That's a 4K TV, and it's pretty big, decent size too. And that was only like $400.
I couldn't believe they were selling some of the 70-inch TVs under $1,000.
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
Holy shit, because they were like $4,500 when those things first came out.
Somebody got Polly.
Damn.
Polly.
Did you hear we also have a bike shortage?
A bike shortage?
Yeah. Because,
so there's just not going to be any... We're basically just going to be walking everywhere, right?
Yeah.
This is the new plan.
There's going to be no more transportation.
Because all our bikes are made in China, and
right.
Obviously we ran out of supplies once the shipment stopped.
Jeez.
So bikes
You see how smart it is to not have any manufacturing in your own country? It's so smart. There's no way that could ever bite you on the ass.
No, dude. Come on, man. It's all economies of scale, dude. Like, I mean, don't you understand the importance of specialization, Sage? Okay? Americans need to develop social media apps, okay?
And work in coffee shops.
And get their nails done. Okay, that's what Americans contribute to the world economy, all right? Like nobody can get their nails done as good as an American, okay? So the Chinese make the bikes.
Right.
Okay? We get fat, we eat Cheetos. Okay, who's going to eat all those Cheetos, Sage? Like,
I mean, soon there'll be cricket Cheetos.
Well, I'm just saying, dude.
So no one.
Who's going to consume all this stuff, dude? Who's going to go on cruises, Sage?
Well, I mean, yeah, it's just Wally, man. It's just Wally. Americans are just Wally.
But that's what we contribute to the world economy, is we consume all of the real things that the rest of society make, and then what our economy is based on is having those things.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's true.
So
it's kind of like colonialism, but we do it, so it's great.
Yeah. Well,
American exceptionalism.
Well, I just you just gotta go around the world and spread ass cheeks for democracy.
Yeah.
Just like John Kerry wants.
Yeah. It's important,
But that way, if we have everything and nobody has anything else, then we can say, oh, well, America's the best country it's ever existed. Because nobody else has anything.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we could say it's the country with the most stuff.
And that's what matters.
Yeah.
Whoever has the most stuff gets to be king of the biggest stuff mountain.
Yeah, it's like, a bunch of raccoons all arguing over trash.
Yeah.
The raccoon that has the largest dumpster is the king raccoon.
Yeah, who's got the biggest pile of shiny trash?
That's how pandas are born.
Really?
Pandas aren't born.
They're
way too lazy.
Well, he's probably...
I mean metaphorically.
He's probably right.
I mean, literally, like Americans, they're too fat.
They always say that those pandas are going to have sex, and they never fuck, dude.
Nope. They can't do it.
All the time, they're like, oh, we got the last, couple of pandas, in this area. We got them together. That we got candle. Like, they're always talking about
candle porn.
Yeah, dude. They're giving the
trail of rose petals.
They get dinner at an Italian restaurant.
They get hormones. They make sure they eat the best meals. They do pheromone type stuff. They get the lighting right. Yeah, dude. They really put it together. They really try to get them in the mood.
I think they do actually have panda Viagra.
Yeah, dude.
Oh my god.
No, they don't want to fuck, man. They don't want to exist. I think it's
It's
wrong,
funny
dude.
considering it's such a it's like this famous Chinese animal, and yet the behavior does not at all represent the Chinese. It very much represents the American people.
It's true. Although they
Except for the part where
got
they
that.
don't fuck, because there's too much of that
They
happening.
got that
I'd
laying.
argue.
They got that laying flat movement in China now.
Laying flat movement.
Yeah, that's just
What?
where you just give up on life.
Was that like a
Like,
protest?
is that-
or was
is
that
that
like
an internet
nihilism?
challenge?
It's a mixture of like nihilism, protest, just kind of like a lifestyle. Basically,
Where do you lie?
it just means do the bare minimum that you need to live.
Oh, it's an expression.
And don't try any harder.
Ah.
So like whenever you just like you work just enough to buy enough food to have a place to live and stuff to eat, and then you spend all the rest of your time just doing nothing. And just until you die, because there's no point in trying in life, basically. That's kind of like, I mean, like a lot of those Asian countries kind of have some segment of the population like that.
Yeah, we're
Japan
going
and
that
South
route, too.
Korea definitely do. Yeah, we are getting to that point too.
I mean, I think it's just sort of a natural reaction to societal stagnation and all the shit that's going on in the world.
Right. No, I mean, it's not surprising at all.
I bet there were Romans that did the same thing, you know, in like 500 AD.
Well, economic inequality is the worst in South Korea, like
Yes.
any country on earth. It's so much worse than it is here.
I'm moving up.
And I mean, that's why a lot of those kids, they're just like, we'll never own anything. We'll never, like, there's just no point. Like, why even try? Like, you'll never impress anyone or make your parents proud because there's no way you'll ever own a home or be able to afford to have kids. Right?
You're the one that let her live.
But I think that's what pandas are doing, and that's why I think it's wrong what we're doing, okay? Why are we making those pandas fuck?
But our
Why are we what?
Why are we making the pandas fuck?
Keep them alive?
To save their species?
Yeah.
They're not qualified to make a decision about the future of their species?
Well, they are animals.
Yeah, but I mean, like, what we're going to tell them, like, oh, you can't, like, let your whole lineage die? Like,
Well, I think the idea is that if they lived in the wild, they'd be fucking, but we came in and tore up their home, so...
You're just scared.
so let them die. They're upset about it, dude. They don't want to live anymore. They're pissed. They
Well,
like
because
where they
people
were.
are guilty about tearing up their home, but don't actually want to put it back together, so if we keep the pandas alive, we can assuage our guilt.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
they'll
where does it
always
stop,
be
though,
sad.
right?
They'll always be sad.
Well, Alex, where does it stop, though? Like, when does it go from that to, like, approving assisted suicide for people with student loan debt?
My body.
That's the whole point, dude. Like, what I'm saying is people are having a hard time, Sage.
Yeah.
Okay?
Pandas are having a hard time.
But I think no. Okay, it's not the same. It's not the same because I feel like the decision to end your species,
Uh-huh.
that's gotta be like exclusively the right of the species to decide, right?
But again, they're animals. I don't know if they can make that decision.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't know about this idea of like the pandas don't want to procreate, and then we force them to continue to exist.
Do we know for sure if they don't want to, or are they just too lazy?
I don't know. I mean, like, it's hard to imagine any animal that's too lazy to have sex. It's like the sole drive of most creatures. Like,
I don't know.
I just think that says something like kind of almost existential about them.
Well,
like,
a lot of
most
people
creatures live
are
too
at
far.
that point, I think.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. So like the pandas, they're just done. They don't feel like they want to bring new pandas into the world. Like it's not, the schools aren't good. Like like they don't want to bring new pandas into the world, right?
The schools aren't good.
Well, I'm just saying for whatever reason, they don't like living in the cage. They miss
too many
their
GMOs in
home.
their bamboo.
There's too much GMOs in the bamboo. They keep taking it to make pillows and flooring and shit like that. Like,
I think China needs to find another animal to make their national mascot.
One that doesn't act so much like an American.
Yeah.
like a pangolin.
Are there any penguins left?
Are those almost all gone? Those things are cool. I didn't even know sand shrew was real. Like, I didn't realize that was based on a real animal until I saw a pangolin.
Yeah.
It's like, oh shit, interesting. Those Pokemon people are not as creative as I thought.
Dude, they're completely uncreative.
I mean, even
You can throw
Pikachu
this
is supposed to be like
Like a
It's a
mouse.
Pika.
Yeah, it's a no. That's a specific kind of rodent, like specifically in Japan.
It's a
right?
Pika that goes chew. That's it.
Yeah.
When I was up in Canada, I think it might have been a type of Pika too. One of my
Pikas in
cousins
Canada?
said that. I don't know, but it was like a very small mouse that made this crazy loud, like whistling noise.
Huh.
Like I was convinced a person was literally whistling from like up in the valley as we were walking through the mountains, and then we sat down and then saw the fucking little rodent or whatever going like I can't whistle, but like making a loud whistling sound, and I was like, what the fuck?
Could have been like a vole or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not up in my Canadian bourbon.
I have no idea. I just couldn't believe how loud it was. It was such a small creature.
Yeah, it's amazing how loud rodents could be. I mean, there was one time when I had a mouse that got trapped under my refrigerator and it was just screaming for days.
Oh, Jesus.
You let it scream for multiple days.
I couldn't get it. Like, I couldn't reach it or do anything about it. It was just...
But like, I mean, like your parents didn't think, or they didn't think it was worth moving the fridge, so they didn't have to listen to that. I would move my fridge.
Well, the thing is that, like, you couldn't tell if it was someone in there, because it would scream once, right? And you'd be like, what the fuck was that? And then, like, hours and hours and hours later, it would scream again.
Okay, that's a little different. I was just imagining
No, it
like,
wasn't
a constant scream.
screaming for, like, the whole day.
Well, maybe it'll be dead by tomorrow.
I don't know, at least it might keep the other mice away.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It was so loud, though, it scared the shit out of the cat.
I think the cat would have been like, oh shit, let me go finish it off.
Yeah.
I mean, later, once it had gotten used to the screaming, but at first it was just like, what the fuck?
First aid.
Yeah, Pokemon aren't creative at all. I mean, what about that fucking lawnmower Pokemon?
Well, yeah, now they're trash cans and ice cream
No,
cones,
now
so-
they've gotten really insane. But like the original Pokemon, you can look at a lot of them and go, oh, that's just based off this or that or all these other animals. But like Sandshrew, I was always like, oh, it's like a badger, but it's got steel plates on it. I didn't realize that they was like even less creative than that, where like the pangolin actually existed and it was basically exactly a pangolin.
Well, then there's that weird blackface Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't know. That one was just inspired by blackface. There really was no other like. It's a little fucked up that all the other Pokemon are animals. So.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, there's that mime Pokemon.
Oh, that's right. Doesn't that mime Pokemon turn into the blackface Pokemon?
No, I'm pretty sure
I
they're
don't think so.
separate. Yeah.
Are they? Okay.
I think.
I thought they were evolution. I thought they were the same evolution.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know a ton of Pokemon, but I'm fairly sure that it's its own thing.
I don't know.
Could look it up.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I actually do think
Haha.
that I'm correct.
I mean, it is worth knowing. You can figure out just how offensive the Japanese are.
I think people want to be like not acknowledging or like kind of pushing Pokemon out of the pop culture
nope,
sphere
you're
at some
right.
point.
There's
own
into
thing.
something called Mr. Rhyme instead.
Mr.
shit.
Rhyme?
Yeah, I guess.
Huh.
Does Mr. Mime evolve into Buster Rhymes?
Yeah, yep, he does.
Okay, dog. If you're going to move around more,
Okay, there's a
you need
doggy
to go.
elbow in my ball sack.
Okay. Go over there.
Oh man. He's already upset.
Yeah, he looks so disappointed.
Come on. Your head's out.
Yeah, this is a big mob.
Yeah.
A lot of goons.
Not a Goomba.
I like this level though, so that I can see him.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than the museum and that other fucking trash game. Condemned 2.
Oh my god, that's the best museum. That's the best one.
How do you guys feel about seeing the Greek statues with paint on them? Like when they recreate them with the paint.
I think it's really cool. We should do more of that shit.
Yeah.
That was interesting. It's just like less aesthetically interesting to me.
Than the pure white, like marble.
The marble looks kind of cool. I don't know. I mean,
I don't know. I like the paint. It's interesting to see more of what the artist intended that way.
So festive, though.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I mean, I know we associate the marble statues as they are now with sort of an officious like kind of tone, right?
Right.
You know, they look real.
There we go.
Intellectual as an art form, but
which is also how you know that's not what they really look like.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I mean the Greeks were always busy getting drunk and shit, so
yeah, Greeks did some crazy stuff.
Oh shit.
They're pretty judgy on how you drink your wine, though.
Oh yeah,
so the French.
I mean, aren't a lot of cultures?
Yeah, well, they thought like the most uncivilized thing you could do was like not to mix your wine with water. So they just like people who drink undiluted wine. That was basically how they decided whether you were like a civilized or a barbaric people.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So that's one of the reasons they didn't think the Macedonians were really Greek, was because they would drink their wine undiluted. Just like, these people are fucking barbarians. Like, they don't want to water down, drink watery wine, I guess.
I don't know. The Greeks were weird.
Yeah, I mean, Greeks, they were kind of assholes.
Quite a lot of the time, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a pretty significant chunk.
You know that the word barbarian only exists because they mocked the way that foreigners sounded.
Yeah.
Like, they just all thought that when they talked, they were like, bar, 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 bar. Like, that's how they would make fun of them and how they sounded, and that's where that comes from.
God damn it, come on.
Oh, speaking of animals and extinction, did you hear that they found, based on studies of wild tiger populations, they think there may be 40% more wild tigers than were previously calculated.
I did see that.
That is pretty interesting.
That is pretty cool.
So at least that's a species that apparently has a will to live.
Yeah. Well, I mean, didn't they say that their estimates were probably just off, generally, and it didn't have so much to do with the species recovering? It was just like...
Yeah, I think
we didn't realize how many tigers there really were until they used some new...
But still, I mean, tigers...
I mean, that's still definitely a positive.
Yeah. Well, my point is that tigers, their populations, are still hanging on, not like the pandas.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, they're still fucking, I mean... And I think, is sex good for pandas?
They haven't lost the will to fuck.
Is sex good for pandas?
I don't think we'll ever know.
Yeah, there's no sex to prove that.
It's not like cat sex though, right? Where at least the females never having a good time.
Do we know if it's never?
Well, I mean, but the male has a barbed penis, dude. It goes in there and literally opens cuts inside the vagina or whatever to raise the chance of the cat getting pregnant. So,
does it actually cut the inside, or does it just prevent the female from trying to remove itself?
I don't think it really has as much to do with the female not being able to get away. I think that might be part of it, but it's literally designed. That's why, have you ever heard cats having sex outside? You ever?
It's not how I spend my evenings, but go on.
You've never just heard okay. I mean,
I just like that you just brought that question up so casually.
I know what you mean.
I mean, sometimes, at least once in my life.
Have I just been hearing cats fighting or having sex and thinking that they were fighting?
It's a possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, it literally is, but like with the sex, it usually just sounds like one female cat just like screaming their head off, just like in agony. I don't know if the female cats try to escape, or it's just like kind of the idea that like, you know, like a lot of animals, just like it sucks, but like the entire purpose of an animal's existence is to have a child, so like they just kind of accept it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But I'm just saying, like, if the tigers are still doing it, and they're preserving their species, and their sex is generally unpleasant, like, meanwhile, people are, like, putting on fucking, like, Barry Manilow records and lighting candles and
Maybe
putting the
Does that
lights
even
down
do
for the
anything for pandas?
pandas.
Is that like, are we sure it's not scaring them away from having sex?
I was going to say, maybe they hate Barry Manilow.
They're like, oh god, what do you have anything else?
I don't know, whatever.
Maybe like pandas actually are put in the mood by like Rammstein or something. We don't know.
Just angry, loud German, like they're just pandas are into bondage. So like, they're like mad that like no one ever brings them a pair of like gigantic leather pants. Like, but no, I know they do all that stuff to try to get the pandas to have sex. But the lions are just doing it on their own, I guess.
Well,
Lions and tigers and bears and
maybe there's some of the cats that like it rough. I don't know.
that's a possibility. Cats are crazy. Isn't it like there's only 5,000 tigers though? That was like the surprise number, right?
Something like that, yeah.
That is kind of sad to think about. I mean, I know that every environment can only support so many apex predators like that, so you don't expect the numbers to be as high.
Well, that
for
wiped out most of
herbivores
the
and
environments.
right? But I mean, that still seems like a really low number of tigers.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how many. I don't know how much territory a tiger needs.
Quite a lot, I think.
Yeah, because they need a
We're talking like
wide
miles,
variety
yeah.
of food sources. But 5,000 still seems really low.
5,000 was that the number? Was that? Are you saying
That's the revised number.
That's the
that was
revised
the
number.
surprise.
Okay.
Was because they thought there were like 2,800 of it or something.
Well,
Not a crow.
I mean, yeah, like Big said, that's still low, but I mean, it's better than it was.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of number would make it not endangered. I guess probably the way that what I'm trying to ask.
Probably quite a few.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it, can you?
You think people are always just gonna like eventually associate certain things with like the environment around them, and then even if like they're not natural there, like I mean, isn't it weird that humans are obsessed with like keeping things like exactly the way they are now?
Humans definitely fear change.
Yeah.
Right. I'm just saying, like in a few generations, like those what are they calling those polar bear grizzly things? Super bears?
Say that again.
Like you know how the polar bears and the grizzlies are fucking each other, right?
Mostly the grizzly bears are fucking the polar bears.
Okay, well, whatever. Either way,
It's actually a pretty one-sided fucking.
is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, either way, no, the polar bears are getting fucked by grizzlies.
Yeah.
And they're making those super
Yeah, it's
bears.
creating the hybrids.
Yeah, the super bears.
Which
But-
I think will replace both species eventually.
Probably.
That's what it seems like.
Yeah, but okay, now both species go extinct, right? It's a tragedy. But then, like, in a few generations, people are going to be like, we have to save the super bears. They're natural to the environment.
I like how you're doing a Trump voice for this.
I don't know. But that's just,
Everybody knows that I'm the most terrific guy in the race.
That's my whining voice.
Okay.
But just like, people like, we got to save the super bears. You know, they're so important. And
But arguably, if grizzly bears and polar bears are gone, wouldn't you want to save the super bears because they're the last like legacy of those?
I don't know.
Species,
if
yeah.
the super bears went out, if because we changed the environment, super bears were created,
Yeah.
right? And then the super bears went out and murdered the grizzly bears and the polar bears.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Would
maybe not
we
even murder,
want
but they'll
to
just
save-
breed until...
Would we want to save the super bears?
Well, unless you could replace them with polar bears and grizzlies again, then yes, because then you just wouldn't have any fucking bears.
Yeah. Plus, again, I think
just saying, like,
what they'll do is they'll kill off the polar bear population. The grizzly bear population will go away from interbreeding.
I'm just saying, pretty soon the invasive species, people are going to be defending them. They'll be like,
Right.
They'll be like, the toilet frogs have been here for 35 years. They're an essential
Your
part.
toilet is now their natural environment.
You can no longer flush if you know that there are toilet frogs in
It's going to be like that Scream-a-Pillar episode. People are going to be defending every goddamn thing. Do you imagine people going like, all right, guys, you got to let the murder hornets do their thing?
Yeah, you're like...
Well, it is a little hypocritical of us to go around expelling these invasive species, because we're the ultimate invasive species.
Yeah, that's true.
I just, like, everything showed up at some point.
Yeah.
Like, that's evolution.
Right.
So I mean, yeah, I guess you make a point. It's like, eventually, yeah, it's just like, well, you know, they've been invading here for a while, so now they're just a species.
It's going to come down to if they can integrate with the ecosystem, or if a new ecosystem can replace the old one or not.
Right.
Okay, fair enough.
I feel like if the old ecosystem is still like hanging by a thread and we have a chance to save it, yeah, we're going to throw all the invasive shit out.
Right.
But if it's been completely fucked and replaced, then, you know, what are you going to do? Just have no animals?
Yeah, I mean, you make a point. I don't know. It's just, people are like...
I'll help you so long as you help me put them there.
I don't know, they just act like things have always been the way that they are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
So
not that I
general-
want any of the animals to go extinct.
Right.
I just sometimes the idea that like bringing mammoths back.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know, scientific curiosity.
But it's like people like want to repopulate like Siberia with mammoths.
That wouldn't last very long, given how much the Earth is warming up.
But they think that they might stomp down the permafrost or something.
They can't change the temperature, though.
I don't know.
Well,
but they want to bring
but here's
We
the
never
thing.
know methane being created by cow farts. Imagine how much we're going to have from mammoth farts.
I don't know.
I definitely think that a mammoth fart sounds pretty terrible. I'm gonna be that sounds like a bad
But people
one.
are acting like it was like a tragedy that all the mammoths went extinct.
I mean,
it was, but-
But this is how shit goes, all right? We didn't even do
well,
that.
just because something is how something goes doesn't mean it's not a tragedy. I mean,
Yeah.
school shootings are kind of just
Well,
how
but
things go.
change.
So
I'm just saying things change.
I know Columbine changed things.
No, I'm just saying that you like the mammoths were like we didn't do anything. All right, the mammoths died.
Yeah.
Shit happens.
But if we bring them back, we can find out how they taste.
Well, the thing is, though, is that they
Wouldn't you
flip
rather
on
have a
some
mammoth burger than a
genes.
blood burger?
Like,
They
what if you
flip
bring
on
back
some
the
genes in
dinosaurs?
the elephants, and then they have them breed, and then they're going to at some point
Yeah, I
produce
know.
something that is closer to a woolly mammoth. So there still won't actually be woolly mammoths.
Yeah, they'll be mammoth adjacent.
Yeah, they'll be.
But why do we?
Actually,
need
there'll
them?
be something new. Honestly, that's kind of in between the two.
Yeah.
But why?
We're making a new thing, if anything.
Yeah, but why?
So we can eat them.
No, man. Scientists just do shit.
I mean, it's partially to prove our, attempts at advancing cloning technology and genetic engineering.
Chase our dreamers.
I guess.
Even when they're moving too fast to catch.
Besides, we can bring back the dodo while we're at
It
it.
keeps us from falling over.
Yeah,
We're too tired to take another step.
I mean, like they're dead.
But they don't have to be.
But like, why do you need to see them?
I don't know. Maybe there are things about dodos we don't know.
Like what?
Vito is the character you play as in the second game.
Nice.
Do you remember him?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's one hell of an ending.
Shit.
It's okay. You're safe now.
The facial expressions are like none of them look particularly upset except for her.
Everybody knew this was coming.
Jobs. Even best pals will come and go. But family. Family is forever.
Yeah, like, what if we find out the dodos are actually way smarter than we thought or something?
I don't know. I feel like the harder we try to go back and fix our mistakes, like the more we're just fucking with shit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, you're definitely wrong about that.
I'm wrong about that?
No, or I mean, right
Oh,
about that.
okay. I was gonna say, it's like that.
No, that's what Jurassic Park's about.
Yeah. And some of this stuff, like the mammoth, it's not our fault. The mammoth died.
Well, it kind of is, actually.
Why? Because we.
All right.
Because we burned down their habitats and hunted them.
I don't think
That might have had something to do
We
with
did,
it.
all
actually.
the mammoths, dude.
We killed most of them.
It's difficult to believe, man.
Well, here, pause your thoughts on mammoths for just a
Okay,
moment,
all right.
because we are going to swap games, and we will be right back.